Return of the Jedi was released in 1983 and was directed by Richard Marquand. It continues the story of Luke's discovery and discovering if he should be a hero or a villain. So we're at the conclusion of this trilogy, and what do I think of it? I honestly didn't really think it was all that great, to be honest. It's not a terrible film by any means, but I personally couldn't really get into this film and enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the other two films. The story was, well, kind of boring, and the film kind of felt longer than it actually was. The pacing was really slow. It was very hard to follow, and I even struggled to summarize the plot well. So, yeah, it was kind of, well, a bit of a hard story to follow. It's not terrible, like, I mean, the movie is well made, but I just couldn't get into this one, and it didn't really do it for me. The first act was kind of corny with all the aliens, and it just felt, well, very silly. It was funny, but just kind of some of it was just I just thought was dumb, and I didn't really like the direction the film was taking. Again, it's not terrible, but I couldn't get into it. It's simple. I just couldn't get into this one, and I found the story just be like I said, just kind of weak and just kind of uninteresting. The acting's good, the effects are good, well for the time anyway, but yeah, I guess the acting and the effects are still pretty decent. I mean, the acting is really good, like in the other two films, and the effects, while dated, still look good, for the time they were released. The characters, well, just kind of the same, really. Just no one's really developed or taken to the next level. I mean, just everyone just felt like the same as they did in the other two films, if I'm being completely honest. Luke was the only one who felt developed and taken to the next level as he was learning what his identity is. Darth Vader was pretty good, and his rivalry against Luke was well handled in this one, and his payoff was interesting. The Ewoks are okay, I guess. They were funny in the third act, but kind of stupid really for the rest of the film. Not terrible, but just kind of. The music was pretty good, and the movie does have a pretty good third act. Again, the ending is a very satisfying conclusion. Just the first two acts, I just think kind of, well, just very weak and just kind of poor. It's not a bad film. Like I said, I think it's well made and can be enjoyable. And like I said, the third act is fantastic, but it just didn't do it for me. It just didn't do it for me, unfortunately. Overall, Return of the Jedi, while the third act is pretty epic, is a bit of a letdown. The story is not that interesting, and I found the movie to be very slow. It's well made, but it didn't do it for me, unfortunately. I'm going to be giving Star Wars Return of the Jedi a 6 out of 10. So yes, that is my review for the original trilogy done, and stay tuned for my next video, and until then guys, skadoosh everyone and take care.